Hi, I'm Karyn Calabrese and welcome to Karyn's Kitchen. I'm going to be making some delicious, yummy food again for you today. I love to do this more than anything else in the world. I love to feed you, feed me, and feed the world. That's why I own all these restaurants. So today, this is a recipe I created about 35 years ago. Almond-Berry Muffins. It's got so much substance and you really feel like you're eating cooked, which is the great bridge to bring you more into the raw world. You know, you've got tapes that have been playing and they're used to all this cooked food. So when we make things dehydrated and it reminds you of cooked food, it's very satisfying, especially for the beginner or someone getting started in this whole process, or for your children and family and friends. Let's make our muffins. So we'll start with the almond pulp. And we're going to break it into like a fine powder, like a flour, not powder, like flour consistency in our food processor with the S-blade. Okay, we'll mix this up very quickly. Okay, put our almond flour, I like to call it flour, using more real pastry ingredients. Put our almond flour in here. Next, we're going to take your rolled oats, and we use rolled oats because these haven't been steamed or cooked or processed in any way. They are natural oats. We like to use this brand at Karyn's Fresh Corner in Chicago, the Gold Mine. It's a great brand, and we know that they're pure and clean and unsteamed or uncooked. So we've put this in the food processor also with the S-blade, and it comes out like a fine flour, powdery flour. And we'll be using this as a basis to make lots of other foods, like maybe a tempura batter. We could go on and on and on with our flour. So we're going to kind of mix this up, the two. Okay, this is our almond pulp and our oat flour. Next, we're going to take our pecans. These have been soaked for you. Let's not forget our S-blade. The pecans. And our walnuts. These have been soaking. And we're going to grind them into a powder. Flour. I keep saying powder. It's flour that we want, right? We're baking, but unbaking in the raw kitchen. Okay. Now we have a nut flour to add to our muffin mix. This is so simple and so delicious. Let's see when we're done. And now we'll mix these together. So make sure you get a nice, everything is mixed evenly in there. And after we get these mixed, we're going to start adding our flavorings to this, okay? I'm going to make sure that these are well mixed together. See that? The texture. All right, after I've thoroughly mixed all of my flours together, I'm going to start by adding my sweetener. And once again, we're using agave nectar here, but you could use coconut sugar, you could use honey, you could use just about any sweetener that's your favorite. So we're going to slowly add the agave in. And then the fun part, you might want to bring your kids in to help you mix the whole thing when it's done with your fingers, with your hands. Okay, we're going to mix this all in. And you know, you could even make this even sweeter and make them cupcakes. Yeah, and put a little frosting on top. We will be making some raw vegan cupcakes later, but we basically have the recipe right here to make cupcakes from all of this too. All right, next we're going to add our butter, our coconut butter. Doesn't it look like real butter? Okay. And to make it a little easier for yourself, you could stick it in your dehydrator for a few minutes and make it more of a liquid. I'm going to pull this all together in just a minute. coconut butter, and then we'll add our extract because I want to get a little more liquid in there to make it a little easier for me. I'm going to add a little bit of my cinnamon. Tablespoon or two in there. Sprinkle it around. Actually make these cinnamon rolls. We will be making a cinnamon roll for you too in some of our recipes. So I'm going to get the beginning of this, and next, here comes the fun part. I'm just going to take my hands and squish it all together. Children will love helping you do this too. We have to get some kids in on some of these videos for you. It's a great way to get your kids eating the food when you include them in making the food. Making sure I'm getting all the little knots out. And after I have this pretty well mixed, now that we've pretty well mixed this, we'll add our fruit. Now I'm using dried blueberries today, but you could use cranberries, you could use goji berries, you could use shredded carrots, you could use some banana in there. You could make these any flavor muffin that you like. So we're just going to add those, and now we're going to smush these in too. And you might want to moisten your hands a little bit to add more moisture to it if you want to help with the smushing. Okay, well, we've made our muffin mix, okay, and now I'm going to take my paper and put it in the muffin pan. This will just make it easier to pull them out too. All right. And we're going to form little muffin balls with our ice cream scooper. So they'll all be uniform and the same size. And we'll put it in the little paper. Right? Now I'm ready to pop these in the dehydrator. So, in my kitchen at home and in our test kitchen here at Karyn's, we have a thermidor which serves as an oven and a dehydrator. And the great thing about that is everybody I know isn't a raw foodist, so I'm able to make some foods for my husband and grandchildren from time to time. So this serves a double purpose as an oven and a dehydrator. And I've had mine for about 10 years, so they've been around for a long time. We're going to stick this in the dehydrator. I like to dehydrate things at about between 110 and 115. If you don't have an oven that's a dehydrator, the Excalibur is a wonderful choice. There are a lot of good ones on the market, but we use a lot of Excalibur here at Karyn's. So we're going to leave that in the dehydrator for about 12 hours. And then we're going to check them because we don't want them totally dry. We want a little moisture left in there also. So let's check back in 12 hours. Let's see how our muffins are doing, okay? The magic of TV will pretend it's been 12 hours. And here are our delicious dehydrated muffins. Look at that. Aren't those beautiful? They're just slightly a little bit harder, firmer. And the beauty of these is they will last. You put them in the refrigerator because there is some moisture left. You keep them in the refrigerator, but they will last easily 3-4 weeks, a month, and even longer if you keep them refrigerated before they start to go bad because the moisture's been pulled out. So they're wonderful. They're delicious. And you know what the best thing about them is? We sell these in several stores in the Chicago area, so we had to do the nutrition facts. Everybody thinks calories, 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 which you don't need to do in the raw world, in my opinion. But each muffin, I think, is somewhere around 110 to 120 calories. And 1/4 of a muffin is going to be very filling. It will last a very long time. So, what else can we do with our muffin? Well, you can plate it. It looks very beautiful. But remember that jam we made? Or if you haven't noticed, check out some of our other YouTubes. You'll see we made strawberry jam. We could add strawberry jam to it. We could have it with a glass of milk. If you remember one of our other videos, we made nut milk. In fact, that's what we use the pulp for to make the muffins. So let's see, we could have a glass of milk. No animal products. We could have our muffin with a little strawberry jam on it. Oh, you know what else would be delicious? Our sour cream. We haven't made sour cream on the muffin That would be pretty yummy too. Put a little strawberry jam on there. Look at that. Strawberry jam, milk. Bon appetit in the raw world. Let's see how this tastes for you. Make sure you follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my absolute favorite, and subscribe to the YouTube station. We'd love your support. Thank you.